Mm. Okay, so you know that this time teaching already history part. Okay, one of paragraph of chapter colonial era. Okay, so I already explained many things about this chapter. So now I want to take the paragraph. Let me check. Okay, transforming Indian education. Okay, so yes, let me introduce. That's this paragraph or the content of this paragraph. Yes, in this paragraph we are going to study about that how the British introduced the educational system, changed the educational system. So yes, because the reason behind it. Okay, why they want to change it? So the reason is that because they want the employees for their administrative system. So that's why they want to just create this change this educational system as an Indian education system because you know that the previous time India just only following the religious education system. Okay, we have that kind of yes for the Muslims they have madrasas and Hindu has pathshalas and gurukuls. So yes, they when they studied that educational system is very low just compared to the European countries and they cannot participate in the administratives. So yes, they thought in their mind that it needs little bit changes in this. So yes, education become a powerful tool for the creation of class Indians who would serve a victor's interest. That's the reason because they want that they can serve, they can be the servant to just for the welfare of the British, okay, Britishers. So yes, in the previous tradition there were the Pathshala, Madrasas, Viharas for the Jain, okay, and many form of apprenticeships, learning. These institutions transmitted not only practical knowledge but also cultural value and tradition. Okay, we cannot just hello. Okay, yes. Hi, Misty. Okay, how are you? Okay, now you come into the very good time and right time I would say. Okay, so now just before 5 minutes I started this. So yes, the again same. I am just to try to just be explaining one of paragraph of history. Okay, the education system of India, but before the freedom, then how the Britishers changed this system. So these things I want to explain. Okay. So again, I would say if you have any question, you can ask. Okay. Otherwise, I am just explaining. Then my students who want to study, they can understand. Okay. Please put your like. Okay. And please tell me your name. Oh, you already told that where I'm from. I think I forgot. Please tell me again. Please, please. Maybe one of told me that Bangladesh, and you are from. Please tell me where are you from, Misty? This is your ID name. Maybe you have a different one name. So please tell me your name. Okay, so come to the point that yes, at the same time, the yes, it was a good educational system. We cannot deny to this reason that they are following the only the cultural system or the religious system. But I think they just try to give the practical knowledge. Okay, just to connect with the nature and with the cultural value, the tradition. Okay, they want to just teach them. Okay, thank you for your like. Okay, please. Okay, if you okay, I'm just teaching today paragraph. That is the how the Britishers changed this education system. Okay, so yes, if you want to ask any question, you can ask. Okay, thank you for just joining this live feed. Please, who are coming, please just comment, and you can ask the question related to the this history part or SST. Okay, anything you can ask from civics, geography. Thank you for your like. Okay, please subscribe the channel also if you are liking. So please subscribe the channel. It's an educational channel. Okay, where I post to the subject related video. So please. Okay, so now even in the early 19th century, okay, early 19th century we can say that's around 1850 or 1830s, okay, around the actually the year British they reported that hundred of thousands of villages school across India and where young native are taught reading, writing and arithmetic upon a system so economical and the same time simple and effective. Okay, some Britishers supported this education system which we had in our India, okay, before the freedom. Some Britishers supported because they just watched this situation, they observed this situation, okay, that okay, if they are reading their cultural knowledge, they are studying their cultural, their traditional things. Okay, it's a very good because we have the glorious past in our history. So they agree with that. Yes, they should learn. Even the Britishers should learn this. But the problem is that yes, all are not equal, all are were not thinking the same. So there was other group also. They were thinking the different. That we why we are just to follow this Indian culture. I think we should start to follow our culture. We should teach them our culture. It means the British culture or British values, their education system. Why they should learn the Indian system? Okay, there is no need like this. So yes, that idea in their mind. So yes, a sharp turning point in the India's educational history was marked by the notorious 1835. Okay, 1835. Yes, the early time, the early 19th century, and the idea came in the one of person. I think you already know that the Thomas B. Macaulay. Okay, Thomas Macaulay was the person. He just admitted. Okay, no knowledge or either Sanskrit or Arabic, he expressed his conviction that European knowledge was vastly superior to India. Okay, he supported the Britisher knowledge. He supported the British education, and he just clearly said that Indian should teach should study sorry should study that British education system. Okay, and Britisher should not follow this, should not just need to learn these that Indian tradition system. Okay, because European are better. Europeans were better in the condition. Hello. Oh, hi Malati. Hello. Yes. How are you, Malati? Okay. Thank you for just coming in like this live feed. Okay, Malati, do you know that you already know that I am just teach every day one of paragraph from history or civics or geography. So yes, if anyone want to ask any question from this topic or this paragraph, they can. Okay. Today I am teaching the impact of the British education. Okay, before the freedom, how the Britishers changed this education system, our Indian education system. So yes, this topic we can discuss. If you want to ask any question, okay, you can ask. And thank you for just joining this live feed. Okay, so yes, Thomas Macaulay was the person and who supported that Britishers were the best and the British education was the best. So he expressed that I have never found one among them who could deny that a single shelf of a good European library were worth the whole native literature of the Indian and Arabia. Okay, he admitted one of sentence. Okay. Okay, hello Gaurav. Okay, hello Gaurav. Okay, welcome to this live feed. Okay, yes, I am teaching today impact of the British education system before the freedom. Okay, then how the British have changed the education system and also the reason. There was the specific reason that they just changed this education system. Do you know that? What was the reason? Why they changed it, why they just tried to change this education system, and before the freedom, what kind of education system we follow. So yes, if you know any idea, if you want to ask related this topic, any question you can ask. Okay, welcome to the live feed. Okay, so yes, just listen this topic. If you want have any question, you can ask. Okay, so yes, Thomas Macaulay said that yes, there was one single self. It means one of single self. The have important, more important than the full of Indian library. Okay, so who could, okay, I never found one among them orientalists. It means any of the intelligent person that who can deny anyone not just supporter of the British education. Okay, he never found, and therefore needed British education whose objective would be to create a class of Indian who would be just Indian in blood and color but English in taste. Okay, what was the reason? Okay, so yes, he also mentioned in his report that there will be, if they will start this British education. Okay, so yes, every Indian will study and the employees will be ready for their administration. It means Indian in blood. Okay, they will be Indian but English in taste. Okay, and they will be Englishman. Okay, they just to follow the English system or Britisher. So that was the reason, in opinion, is moral and intellect. Okay, so a few prominent British orientalists argue that Indian students should be left to study in their own language. Macaulay policy gained the upper hand and India's traditional schools slowly disappeared. Okay, most of the Britishers supported the Thomas Macaulay policy. Okay, Gaurav, where are you from? Please tell me, where are you from? Are you a student? Okay, tell me, where are you from? Okay, so here some important things is that everyone supported this Thomas Macaulay policy, and while English became a language, prestige associated with the colonial master, resulting in lasting division in Indian society between English educated elites and the masses. Okay, the result was that now there was the two section of the society. Okay, one, they are going to follow, they just respect or the kind of set the standard that they will be follow the British education or English education, and the second, that was the follow of the follower of the Indian education. Okay, so most of the people, the rich class or upper class, started to follow the English education system. Okay, so okay, come to the new point. The new education systems are multiple colonies objective. Okay, why they started to this? So yes, there was a multiple colonies objective. It means so many point or benefit from the British side. Okay, because they started because they want to just create employees for the British administration system. So that's the reason. And the second thing, it created a pool of Indian clerk and the minor officials who could staff the lower rank of the colonial administration at the fraction of the cost of British person. Okay, that is the reason. It was the reason. They created the employees from their side. Okay, because of the British education, now they can be a literate person and they can be educated according to the British education, and now they can be employees. So that's why they started this British education. Hello, welcome to the live feed. Please just type your name and message what you want to ask. Okay, okay, where are you from? Who is watching this live feed? Please tell me where are you from? Which part of the other states you are watching this? Please tell me where are you from? Okay, so another point, it also sidelined traditional source of knowledge and authority. You know that because the previous education system was the Indians always study the traditional knowledge, the cultural things, or the religious knowledge. So yes, then after introduction of the British education system, the yes, totally the traditional sources of knowledge would be the sideline. Okay, so yes, creating generation of the Indian that disconnected from their own culture heritage, because it was the also the motto of the Britisher that they should forget the Indian heritage, Indian culture, and they should start to follow the British culture. Okay, I think many of colonies and where they made it, the colonies. So now they started that they dominating their culture. Okay, you know that now that British unification. If you whether it's student of class 10th, then have you of course you have read this that the British unification. So where this mention already mentioned that how they just capture one by one the island area and dominate their culture. So that was their actually the strategy they applied. Okay, that was a strategy. Then first forgot their the native people, forgot their culture, native culture, the tradition, and then after start to follow the British culture. This was their idea. This was their strategy. Okay. So now here reshaping economic structure to serve imperial needs. Okay, again a new paragraph of this. How they just start to reshaping economic structure. Okay, economic structures means now they have had already had employees. Okay, the Indian employees. So now they now focus the economic strategies, how they can how they can got It means the many resources. They have targeted the many resources of Indian resources, and yes, they want to just capture it, send it to the British or the Britain. So these things, yes, it was the it was in their mind. The British transformed Indian economy from the self-sufficient agricultural system, supplemented by craft and manufacturer production, into a supplier of raw material for British industry. Okay, before that, actually, every Indian just it was the self-dependent person. Okay, kind of self-dependent person. They grow just crops and do the agriculture and the craft and manufacture by their own hand. Okay, yes, there was not a kind of development of the machinery or the industrialization in India at that time, but European country they had. But the problem is that now finally they were the independent. Every person was independent. They know the craft, they know the how to manufacture the things, and agriculture also. So now they were doing, but after the British came in India, they started to just manipulated them to force to them the just according to their just many things they just force to them. So yes, now they all the people turn to supplier of raw material, not kind of producer. Okay, they were left only the supplier. Okay, they not making that a finished good. They were making or they were supplying only the raw material. These things happen without going into a market forced to buy British good. Oh, sorry, without going into the technical detail of this economic transformation. So, okay, now the every people forced to that the Britisher good they should buy and the raw material they should sell. Okay, so let's break for 2 minutes. If you want to ask, you can. I'm waiting. Hello, welcome to the live feed. If you want to ask any question, you can. Okay, you can just write your question. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you that when the railway introduced in the economic transformation, so yes, railway, the one of benefit of the railway introduction are introduced by the Britisher. Actually, Britisher made everything for their benefit. Okay, they always these things always in their mind that all the things or all the development just will support them. Okay, but yes, some good things also happen. So that the railways, when the railway introduced, so people closer together and integrated India's internal market. All the peoples come together because of railways. Okay, now you know that okay, that before that people if want to travel in the far places, so they always used to the very small kind of transportation system. Okay, the one or two people or only the small families is going on. But now because of railway, so many people, hundred of peoples come together and they can talk, they can discuss, they can share their views, their opinions. This thing happened, and that also the reason when we have the freedom movement, people just took the benefit from it. Okay. one of the benefit also after the railway introduced by the Britisher, that the railway route largely ignored existing trade pattern to serve colonial economic interest. Okay, another purpose to move armies quickly from. Okay, the first thing, so the railway for the Indians, they just got the benefit to come together. Okay, the closer to everyone. And the second, the Britisher got the benefit, that was that armies in the protested area where the protest is going on. So yes, the armies can quickly just from there just contaminate areas and fight a distant rebellion or the war. Okay, the full of armies they can reach uh, within hour, we can say. Okay, so within hour they can, full of army they can just uh, reach in that places. It was not a gift for the Indians. Okay, railway introduced by the Britisher. It was not a gift. The colonial rulers to the India. Most of it was paid for by Indian tax. You know that. Now this time also, if we just find any of the public facilities, so it is not a gift given by the government. Okay, we know that we are the taxpayer, we paid the tax. So then after, just because of our money, we are just saving these facilities. So it means no need to destroy it. We cannot. Anything we cannot destroy because it's all made by our money, by just from our money. So please don't just try to destroy these public facilities or public things. Okay, so yes, it was not a gift. Okay, the railways and most of it was paid by the Indian tax revenue, which means the Indian funded infrastructure. You know that Indian funded infrastructure, every of things made by the Britisher, that was funded by the Indian. And yes, with this strategic and commercial interests instead of being focused on serving the people's needs. Yes, Britishers sometimes want to focus on the people's need, or they also introduce many things. Some kind of social evils also they try to remove. They just make law for just against the social evil. And education system they change. And yes, some kind of development things also they did. But the problem was that they were just very harsh policies. Only just they see their benefit. Okay, so if they just saw their benefit, so it means they sometime humiliate the people, humiliate the native people. So these things not they should be happened at that time. But what can we do? The same can be said in the telegraph network also. Even the administrative cost of colonialism were borne by the Indian subject, and the colonial administrative abroad, military installations and the lavish lifestyle British officers. You know that because colonial introduced all the policies and they are living a very just a luxury lifestyle, but because of the Indian service. Okay, Indian people serve to them, that's why they have this lifestyle. Okay, so break for 2 minutes. If you want to ask, you can. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to finish this live feed. Okay, and tomorrow I just again come with new paragraph. Okay, so I will come with the new paragraph. So today time is over. Okay, bye bye everyone. See you tomorrow.